Well, hello, good morning, and happy coffee, everybody. Today marks an exciting day in the garden. Come here, Pico. Come here. Pico wants to come chill, I guess. Today marks an exciting day in the garden because it is officially time to start doing the real nitty-gritty work of seed starting. First is going to be peppers because they take a long time to germinate and they grow a bit slower than a lot of the other things I'm going to be planting. I've already planted broccolis, sprouting broccolis, onions, garlic is growing outside, and this may seem like I'm going to plant way more peppers than anyone could possibly need, because I am, but what are you doing? But that's because I'm going to be taking a lot of these seedlings to the Baker Creek Flower Festival, previously called the Tulip Festival. They changed it this year to Flower Festival. And I'm going to be vending there. I'll have a booth and I'm going to be selling plants and breads and cookies, maybe food, like hot food, like bowls of some kind of soup or something. I haven't decided yet on that one. But I am past due on some of these peppers and exactly due on some of the other ones. So yesterday I filled up all these cups with soil. These are 2" by 4" well, 2 by 2" squares at the top, and they're 4 inches deep nursery pots. They are by Bootstrap Farmer. I will leave a link to them down in the description. I do love them. They are filled with Happy Frog potting soil by Fox Farm. I'll put a picture of that up on the screen somewhere. That's what I always use. It has drainage, it has moisture retention, and it's pretty fluffy and fine so that the seeds don't have any problem sprouting and putting roots into this soil. I love it a lot. It is a little bit on the pricier side if you're buying per bag, but just do what works for you. First things first, before I start actually planting, I do have some seed mail. So this is from Baker Creek, which is where I'm going to be vending the festival. These are Chinese red meat radishes, and I think that's adorable. Their artwork is always super cute. So let's open this. Honestly, I do not remember what I ordered. These came in the mail yesterday, and I really badly wanted to open it, but I wanted to be able to open it on camera with you guys. So here we are. If you order over a certain amount of seeds, they give you a free seed packet with your order. So my free thank you seed is this Merlot lettuce, which I already have some of, but that's fine. And the reason that I wanted to open these... Kashka, what are you doing? Sir. Go. Thank you. The reason that I wanted to open these before planting all of this is because I did know that there are some pepper varieties in here. So we have got the shishito pepper, the poblano pepper, and Pippin's Golden Honey Pepper. And then one last thing, just because I needed it and I would like to grow them this year to make my own sponges and loofahs, is the dishcloth loofah. Gourd. Technically a gourd. All of those seeds were in total $13.72. The 72 cents was tax. So, pretty good. Baker Creek has pretty good prices. Fairly large seed packets. You get quite a few seeds per pack. The only reason that I order from other places besides Baker Creek is that all of their seeds are heirloom varieties, and for where I live, some things just don't grow very well. So for things like broccoli, I order from other places, and I have a hybrid F1 type of broccoli. And I'm probably going to look into getting a hybrid type of Roma tomatoes, just because I would like to actually make a lot of sauce and be able to can it and keep it. and the Roma tomatoes that I've previously grown just, they don't produce all at once like I would like. So those are the new seeds from Baker Creek, and we will be needing the peppers today for planting. I have already put together one, two, three, four of these trays filled with cups and soil. And I'm going to be putting 2 types of peppers per tray. So that's 8 types of peppers, and that's not even all of them. So, yeah. You're being so nice. You're being so sweet, Peaky. Okay, so in this one, I'm going to be using plastic wrap to cover these. I don't have any humidity domes. If you have a humidity dome, go ahead and use that. I don't have one. So I'm going to be using kitchen plastic wrap to cover these after they're all seeded so that they germinate as, oh my goodness, that scared me. So that they germinate as fast as possible. Which is also the reason that these tags are not in the cups, because then the plastic would not sit on there properly. So these tags are just next to the cups in the tray like this, and I'm just going to put 1 per row for right now. So these 9 are going to be jalapeno peppers, which is this. It is a jalapeno without spice for all of you people out there that are not fans of spicy food. Still tastes like a jalapeno, but it doesn't burn your mouth. And then these 9 are going to be the habanada pepper. Same thing, it's a habanero with no spice. When I taste these, I get so scared because it's like you can tell where the spice should be, but like the chemical compound that creates the actual spicy flavor and feeling just isn't there. So you eat it and you taste it and it tastes like a habanero, and then you're like, oh gosh, it's gonna get spicy, and then it just never gets spicy. It's really weird. It's really cool though. So if you have the opportunity, for sure try these. They are very, very good. I'm going to be using them to make lots of salsas this year. All right, so let's get to planting. For the generic rule, just like a general rule of thumb for planting seeds, is to plant them twice as deep as the seed is wide. So these are pretty small seeds. I'm going to be planting them roughly 1/4 inch into the soil, and just covering them over. These seeds don't require any light to germinate or anything like that. You just stick them in the soil, let them go. They can take up to 21 days to germinate though, maybe longer depending. These ones specifically say sprouts in 7 to 10 days, but a lot of peppers take 20-ish days, if not more, to germinate. So what I'm gonna do is just take my finger and make a little indentation in 9 of these. And all of my seeds are fairly new. None of them are like years and years old. So I'm just going to go ahead and put 1 seed in each so that I don't have to thin out my seedlings later. And that way I'm not wasting any seed. I need 1 more. And then I just pinch the soil back over the hole and push it down a little bit to make sure that there's nice contact with the seed and the soil. Like so. If there's any big chunks like this, I try not to put that directly on top of the seed, because then the little sprout will have to maneuver its way around this to make its way out of the soil, and I don't want it to use all its energy trying to find the surface, so I just move those out of the way. And there's 9 jalapenos. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here for the habanadas. Last year for the festival, I planted most of these things into large containers, like they're about this big at the top, about that tall, because I didn't want to have to transplant. But I struggled a lot with having to move everything around to make sure that everything is getting enough light. Oh, I'm gonna use the rest of my... I only have 7 habanada seeds. Uh-oh. But I struggled to maneuver things around so that everything could get enough light, and I just really didn't want to do that again this year, so I decided that potentially having to transplant is not that bad. I can just go ahead and do that. Okay, I only had 7 habanada seeds, so two more of these are gonna be jalapenos. And I'm gonna put the tag right here. And then leave this tag right here. So that one's jalapeno, that one's habanada. And just 2 more. 1, 2. And then cover all of those. This soil was fairly moist when I put it in the cups, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a good overhead water as soon as I'm done planting these. And then I test by weight. So tomorrow I'll come and pick up one of these cups, and if it's not pretty weighty, I can tell, like this one is pretty moist up to about here, but I can tell that the top bit is not as moist. So I pick it up and just feel how much it weighs to determine whether or not they need more water. But for this first initial watering, I'm going to use this, which is just a little cheap pressurized water sprayer, and just give a little bit of water to each one. I don't like to use a watering can for this step because the water comes out too fast and too solid, and it can move your soil around and potentially displace your seed and make it too deep, which could lead to germination issues. So I just tried to be very gentle with the first watering. My sprayer does have a leak. It's a little bit broken. I should be able to spray it for a lot longer than this before I have to repump, but that's all right. That is all of the jalapenos and habanadas. This is probably the first seed packet that I've ever actually used all of the seed from. That's crazy. I'm not going to throw this away yet. I'm going to put it in a pile so that I know what I need to reorder. So now these peppers are going to go on one of these shelves over here, and I need to take my dog outside. Not this dog, the one that's whining in the other room. So I'll be right back. Okay, I am back from walking the dog, and actually, I was just talking about the festival. My mom called me while I was out walking the dog to ask about the bed and breakfast in Mansfield, which is where the festival is held, because on their website it says that they sell out really early for the festival days, and I really didn't want to sleep in my car again going to the festival, so my mom is actually booking us a room for the night of the Tulip Festival, or the Flower Festival. They only had 1 room left, so I guess we called it the right time. Okay, I have 3 more trays set up here with Serrano chilies, Craig's Grande jalapenos, datil peppers, which are the spiciest peppers that I grow, Sugar Rush peach peppers, which are my favorite peppers that I grow. Over here we've got Sunbright bell peppers, and this one is California Wonder bell pepper. These green sticky notes are just from me garden planning. So this one says 11 weeks before festival, January 20th. Obviously, I was supposed to start this one a week ago, but that's all right. We'll get it in. This one says 10 weeks before festival, January 27th, which was yesterday, but one day is one day. So we are getting them in the ground, in the soil, today. So we are going to plant 9 of each of these ones. Let's get to it. Make sure I did the same things with these tags. It just says Serrano chili pepper from Botanical Interests. And I'm just going to stick it down in the plastic in between the cup and the container so that I can put plastic on these. Every time I plant seeds, I'm always really worried that they are not going to germinate and that I'm going to fail. And then pepper seeds make it even worse because some of them take so long. So that's why I'm going to cover them in plastic. I usually don't even bother with humidity domes at all. But it does really help you with germination. So this time I'm going to try and do best practice and actually get all of the get as much germination as possible, as quickly as possible. Good boy, Taki. I'm so sorry about that background noise. My plant room doubles as my dog bedroom. So that is my dog eating his lunch. And I just cannot tell him to not eat his lunch. So we'll just have to suffer through that for a bit. 6, 7, 8, 9. Cover all those up. Last year when I was starting seeds, I didn't pre-fill all of the containers like this. I would fill 18 and then seed 18 and then fill 18 and seed 18. And that seemed a lot more tedious for some reason. Like this seems to be going by a lot faster than it did last year. So let's just keep it going here. 2, 3. These are the datil peppers. I don't remember exactly how spicy these are, like on the Scoville scale, but I know they're the spiciest that I grow. I will look it up and put it on the screen. I thought that a lot more people would be interested in buying them because a lot of places don't sell extra spicy peppers, and I know a lot of people that love extra spicy food. So I brought like 12 of these to the festival last year, and I think I only sold like 4. So I'm only seeding 9, and 2 of them are for me. So I'm only probably going to bring 7 to the festival, and hopefully those will all sell. Hopefully they all look better than they did last year. Hopefully it's warmer in April than it was last year. I got destroyed by the ticks at the festival last year, so I'm for sure gonna have to bring some bug spray. Sugar Rush Peach. So the reason that I don't pre-make all of the holes, like I did the 9 holes and then seeded them and then 9 holes and I'm gonna seed them, is because if I just like zone in and make all the holes and then start seeding them, I often will accidentally start seeding the ones that I didn't mean to. And it's not the funnest to try and dig seeds out of little holes in the soil. So I just make holes in the ones that I need to seed, finish those, and then make holes in the next ones so that I don't accidentally put 2 different peppers in there or put one in one that I did not intend to have a seed in it. It is a big help that I pre-did all of this yesterday with the tags and everything like that. That's pretty great. I was frustrated yesterday while I was doing it because it seemed like I started 12 different projects and didn't finish any of them, which can be very frustrating, but now waking up today and having time to get back to it, I have made it a lot easier on myself by already having a good portion of this done. Now it's on to the Sunbright bell pepper. I also just ordered today another set of these T5 full spectrum grow lights that we set up together in the last video, because they are doing really well with my seedlings. I like the way they look. They don't get too hot, and they fit perfectly on my little shelf. So I ordered another one of those so that I could easily have enough lights for all of these seedlings and then some. There's a good chance that by the time the festival comes, I'm gonna have to take most of these plants out of this and put seedlings in there, because I can put this light really low and I can make the whole ground space covered in light and a lot of seedlings. I think 11, it's either 9 or 11 of these 18 cell trays can fit in there with some space around it for me to like step and maneuver. And that's quite a few versus having to have one shelf per 18 cells. So I just wanted to have as much opportunity as possible to make these the best seedlings I've ever grown. Okay, on to the California Wonder bell pepper. Let's make our little holes. So that's all 4 of these trays done. That is a majority of my peppers. The only peppers I didn't prepare for today, I still have to do Lesia, Anaheim, Shishito, Poblano, and Pippin's Golden Honey. So I still have 5 kinds of peppers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2.5 of these trays still to seed just peppers. Tomatoes I'll be starting with in the next few weeks. Herbs, I need to start herbs. I think 2 or 3 of these trays are going to be just straight herbs. I have thyme, rosemary, oregano, parsley, cilantro. I'm going to try and bring all of the, basil. A lot of people asked me for basil last year, and I did have basil, but I started it way too late and I started it outside. So not only did I wait too long to start it, but it was cold outside, so it took longer to germinate and then took longer to grow because there's still not as much sunlight as there would be in the middle of summer. So I'm going to indoor start some of those and hopefully have sprouts that are bigger than this to sell for basil at the festival. A lot of people asked me for basil, and I felt very bad. So let's get these on the shelves and water them in. Okay, here are all the seedlings on the shelves. This container doesn't have anything yet. I'll have to put peppers in that. This one has the Bellstar broccoli, Calabrese broccoli, and Waltham broccoli, a line of Romanesco. This one is 2 different kinds of artichokes, 2 different kinds of kale, and 2 different kinds of Brussels sprouts. I don't know if I'll ever be able to grow Brussels sprouts properly. They're so hard. This one is all of the sprouting broccoli down here on the little riser because I needed them closer to the light. We have my onion sprouts. Some of them are still sprouting. This one right here just popped up this morning. This one came up yesterday. This one just came up 2 days ago, I think. So hopefully I'll still get some germination back in this section and maybe in these ones as well. And this shelf over here, I've got the natapinos and the habanadas that we just seeded. These are the datil peppers and the sugar rush peach. This one is the serranos and jalapenos. And this one down here is the Sunbright bell peppers and the California Wonder bell peppers. Before anyone asks, these 18 cell trays that I have that are like inserts for the 10-20 trays, I don't know where you can buy them. I got these for free from my local grocery store last year when they were cleaning up their spring greenhouse. They just throw all these away, so I told them, hey, if at any point you have any used plastic that you'd like to get rid of, I'd love to have it. And one day I went in there and the manager was like, hey, are you the girl that was asking about the used greenhouse containers? I said, yes, absolutely. He said, they're on a rack in the parking lot. Take as many as you want. And I took a stack of these, probably this tall, probably like 30 of them. So I'm not sure where you can buy those, but that's why they're so flimsy and like used and gross looking, is because they are used and I got them for free. But I'm going to use them for as long as possible to reduce plastic waste and all that. These deeper 1020 trays are from Bootstrap Farmer. They have the little ridges on the inside. That one's full of water. And these shallower 1020 trays are from Epic Gardening. I really love both of them. They're both extra strength. The only thing I can say is I wish this one held more water, and I wish this one didn't have the ridges in the bottom. But it really depends on what you're using them for. If I was soil blocking, I would want those ridges in the bottom so that they have room to drain any excess. But mostly I prefer these ones. It's just those ones are deeper so the cups don't spill out of them, and these ones don't hold as much water for bottom watering. So I really love both of these. It just depends on what you're trying to do. Okay, this video is going to be split into a couple of different time frames because today is also my payday from my regular job, so I need to go to Walmart and get things for my house and do some grocery shopping. Need to go to the pet store to get food for the snakies over there and also for Yoma, the leopard gecko. And my best friend is going shopping with me, so that'll be a fun time. But I have to do some things around my house before I can leave for that. That don't involve planting, because that's all the containers that I had prepared. So later tonight, I'll be back in this room preparing containers and planting the rest of the peppers and herbs, maybe even some flowers, depending on how much time and space I have. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Good afternoon, everybody. I have finished planting the peppers and some of the herbs, as mentioned just a couple minutes ago for you, but a few days ago for me. I have edited the rest of this video and I'm about to just tack this on the end and go ahead and upload it. So if you're watching this the day that it goes up, then you're seeing this on the same day that I'm recording it. So what's up, guys? I just wanted to pop in here and the video and show you everything that we have planted. So let's take a look. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 trays of started seeds. These ones are in the window because rosemary needs light to germinate, so it is just surface sown. You can actually see one of the seeds right there in front of my finger. So these are rosemary, there's some thyme and oregano. Over here we have chives, 2 different kinds, parsley, and then all of these ones with the black cups are all peppers. Those are all the peppers that I will need to plant for the festival, and these make me really excited because this is all basically the first really heavy round of seed starting for spring. And today, hard to see out there, but it is sunny and it's like 65 degrees outside. I'm wearing a t-shirt and shorts. I had to take off my hoodie, and that makes me so excited for spring. I am very ready to be back out in the garden. Okay, everyone, that's all I really had for you today. It's been a fun time getting all this done. I do have another set of grow lights. They came in already to set up on this shelf so that those plants will have light. And in a couple weeks, it'll be time to start tomatoes. So thank you guys so much for coming along in the garden with me, or in the garden room, I guess. I will absolutely let you know when these things sprout. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.